Hi, this is Sky Perry with SSP Innovations, and I'm here today to do a demonstration of a new pattern we've been working on with Esri. This is focused on Esri's Joint Use Survey template, and I just wanted to start off here and show you where you can find this template online. So I've gone to solutions.arcgis.com, and I can browse in here. Very easy to use the site if you click Get Started. And we can basically find various maps that we're able to use. We, of course, want to scroll down to the Utilities section here. And we'll go into Utilities. And once you're in the Utilities site, this is the place where Esri deploys all of their templates that can be easily stood up with ArcGIS Online. We can scroll down specifically to Electric Utilities, and we'll click on ArcGIS for Electric Utilities. Within there, we've got several different areas of interest that we might want to download applications for. We, of course, are going to focus in here on the modernized joint use surveys. We can click Learn More, and this will bring up the detail page for this template. So I'm not going to go through this, of course. You can read and learn this on your own, but I just wanted to show you where we got the joint use survey template. So this is one that we've been working on with Pat Dolan and Claire Price from Esri, who are the creators of this template, along with Chris Sanders and myself from SSP. And our goal was really to find a pattern that would work well for utilities to show this pattern integrated to a work management system. So today we'll be demonstrating the Esri ArcGIS Online template integrated to SSP's Workforce Management, or WFM. So with that, let's go ahead and switch over to ArcGIS Collector. So here in Collector, I've loaded a web map, and by default it zoomed to my location, but I've rezoomed to where our demo data set from Esri is, and this demo data comes along with the template, so you can stand this up. We basically took this, stood this up into ArcSDE along with ArcGIS Server and built it out within our own SSP ArcGIS Online account. So we'll be using their template, and I'll show you the different pieces that touch into work management. So the idea is that I'm coming in as a crew number one, and let me just zoom in a little bit further so we can see some of these points coming up. You'll see there on my collectible area that we have a number of different joint use survey points, and they're basically laid out there based on the status of the joint use survey. The map has further been filtered to show only points that are assigned to my crew. I am crew number one. So I'm looking at all the blue dots here that have been assigned to crew number one. You see a number of them on the map there, and these are all assigned to me to go ahead and perform the actual joint use survey on these locations out in the field. So we're using that to sort of drive the workflow. So if you imagine I'm coming in as crew number one, I'm going to start my inspections or surveys here on Royal Bombay Court. And it's easy enough for me to find these locations. And of course, if I'm using the GPS, it would automatically zoom me to these locations. So as I start at the very end of the cul-de-sac there, I'm able to simply click on the individual points, and you can see that the flyout will now show me the details of that point. And at this point in time, I've got a pre-populated form, and this is one of the neat things that we've done with ArcGIS Online and a number of our implementations is to pre-populate these templates that need to be filled out in the field. So this allows an inspector to come click on the form and simply enter the data that you're pre-prompting them for. So in this case, we can go through, and we're going to do some very simple ones. I'm going to go ahead and click Edit this record. And you can see now all of the fields are editable. I can move it on the map, but I'm going to leave it right where it is on top of that pole. And I'm going to enter some information that were found here. So there's some new cable and fiber to the home going on in the area, and we found some illegal attachments that have occurred. Now, they might not all be illegal. If we can tell through our various other purposes that they're there legally, good, we'll just collect it. But in this case, we're seeing some entries here, and we've seen Comcast, and they are illegally attached. So we do want to collect this information because that's the type of case we're looking for, where we're finding attachments to our poles that perhaps were not authorized by our utility. Then we'll go and put in a number of cable attachments. In this case, we're seeing two different cables there, and we've simply gathered that information. Now, if I need to enter some other information about whether the cable is overlashed, all just other attributes that I can easily enter via this iPad form. So I could come down here, attachment height we might want to enter, put it at 12 feet. And you can see that it goes through a number of other attributes on this form too. So I've got cable, I've got fiber, I've got telecom, signs even, fire attachments. So this is the template that Esri has presented or provided for us, and this is all there out of the box. You stand this up and this is already ready to be used. So very easy to utilize this data, get it set up very quickly to collect this information. If you need to update, add, or remove information, that's very easy to do too. The final piece of information we'd collect while we're here in the field is that we would change the status from assigned to completed. Click Done. Now we will get a warning here showing us that we're changing the subtype. And again, for GIS folks, you understand that subtypes drive many domain values and such, but we're going to go ahead and keep current values in this case because we've now collected information about it. And you'll see what happens on the map there. And I will also go and collect the fact that I am collecting this information today. That is the default. And just that easily, I've entered some completion information about the inspection. Notice at the bottom there, the assigned to is already set to crew 1, so no need to change that. It's already assigned to my crew. So with those simple number of clicks, I can now click Update, and this information is then sent back to the back office directly into that ArcSDE database. And we'll note too here, I'll go and click to the next one, but you'll note that the symbology has changed from blue to green, and again, that's based on the table of contents where we saw that assigned was blue and the green is showing completed. So there's real-time progress indicated on my map, but more importantly, the same progress is indicated in the back office map, which is basically capturing and can view that data. So anyone else with this ArcGIS Online web map, or perhaps the operations dashboard, could be watching this data come into the back office and be tracking my progress literally as I'm walking along the street. So we'll go ahead and put in one more entry here. We'll go and edit this record. And we'll just put in the same information since I imagine that Comcast is also illegally attached in this same area. And finally, we'll go ahead and change the status and set a date. So you can see very quickly how we're able to update these records. This works great over an LTE or 4G, even 3G connection out in the field. Very quick interaction with the map, very easy to do. So that's part of the template, and I'll show you the back-end integration of that in a moment. The other important piece here is that we're looking for safety violations as we are working through our inspection in the field. Now this could be anything from a small safety violation that needs to be taken care of as time allows, all the way up to those severe ones that might indicate that we need to actually take action immediately. So to give you a quick example of what those are, so these are not preset points, of course. These are just violations, this lower half you're seeing, that I can place on the map as needed. So notice when I click that, it's actually going to default back to my GPS location here in the office, back at SSP. So I'm going to have to zoom back over. But if I was out in the field, that would be very welcomed functionality, since it would be grabbing my location as I'm doing those inspections. So I'll just zoom back into the same location we were at prior. And again, now I'm able to drop this in onto the map wherever that violation is. So let's just say that I found a violation at this location. I'm clicking on that northwest pole there. You see the red dot be created. And we want to capture some very brief information about this location. So this would be, let's just say, pole ID. I'd be reading this off the pole, 123. Severe violation. The violation type in this case, I'll go along with what we did with the blog. We'll say that it has a broken guy wire. So obviously a dangerous situation. Come back and capture any action that's required. Replace or repair. To be determined. Any additional comments? Kids in the area. Danger. And finally, again, we can capture the date collected today. And finally, a status. So we'll go ahead and mark this as active status since it has not been addressed as of yet. Now to attach a picture, I could also do that, and I could either take a picture live in the field, or in my case, I will go ahead and add from my library of pictures, and I'm just going to use the same picture that we had on the blog there. So we'll pull that up, grab that picture, click Done. So with that bare information captured, we'll go ahead and click Submit. This now will transfer this record to the back office, and you can see that the location is now created on my map as an active joint use violation, or I'm sorry, a safety violation in the field. So we would go back to our inspection. We could be collecting additional safety violations as well as additional joint use survey points on the map. You get the idea. The map would follow me interactively, very easy to use. I always want to remind folks that, again, ArcGIS Online is designed for you, for your field users. It's an easy application to consume and use. So that's the template that Esri provides us. There's additional pieces with Operations Dashboard to watch this data come in. We'll touch on that later. But I want to switch over to the back office to show you the way this data is working in our integration to work management. All right, so I'll close my iPad and I'm going to go ahead and open up Internet Explorer here. The first thing I want to take a quick look at is directly in my ArcGIS.com, my ArcGIS Online website. So I'm gone into my groups. I'm going to flip into my Design and Engineering group where I have this map shared, again from Chris Sanders, who published the map. I'll click in there and look at all the maps that are available to me. There we go. So I will scroll down here and grab the same joint use survey, crew number 1. So I open that map. See this default information come up. And directly in this map, we can actually see that, again, that real-time information that's being broadcast off the server and has been collected directly off those records I just put in from the office, or from the field, I should say. So you can see this very first record that I collected here on P5 with the Comcast number of cable attachments to Comcast and illegally attached. We had a second collected record there, same type of information. And then we also see the safety violation that came in with the information there, including the photo that was attached showing the issue in the field. So all that is real-time available to me in the web browser, back office, or really anyone on any device, anywhere that has access to this application, to this web map, I should say, can see this information coming in real time, track it, and see that information being collected. So again, just the basic web map in the back office, great for doing that. Now, of course, we want to take this directly into work management. So on my other tab here, I've logged into our WFM dashboard. And again, by login, I just mean Windows authentication. You can see in the upper right, it knows that it's Sky Perry is logged in. I am an administrator within our web application. So I'm not doing a full demo here of the application, but I will just touch on some of the areas that we've built with the integration. So here we're looking at the WFM dashboard. And what we've done here is just configure, these are what we call queues on the dashboard, and they're configurable based on either assigned queues or unassigned queues. It's basically a way to see work that relates to me. And I built this so that we have a safety violation section here. And you can see that safety violation waiting scheduling, we now have automatic created work requests within the system. And you note today, I just created this one here on 9/4. And this shows our current record. So a quick view to be able to see these different locations. I can, of course, sort by location, or sort by the work request number, that type of thing, all directly on my dashboard here. But we want to see some of the details behind this record that automatically came in from the ArcGIS Online template. So as I click into this, we can see that a new job has been created here, status violation, safety violation waiting scheduling, currently assigned to me, priority of 1 within 30 days. All this information pre-populated, joint use, safety violation requiring follow-up. And the requested completion date's automatically been set to a week from today because this was a severe record that came in. We're able to use the ArcGIS Online integration there, a little reverse geocoding, find the nearest address there, 1041 Royal Bombay Court. And finally, any of the other detail is built in here. Now, we could certainly build a panel of information within WFM that would highlight some of this information directly into field level data that's queryable. But at the simplest level, we've just taken that data from the collected record in ArcGIS Online and populated into our description of work wanted. So that includes our date reported, the poll ID, the severity, the violation type. As we scroll down, we can see the action required and the comments. So this has basically been created into our work management system, and it can flow through the workflow as needed. So I could go in and fire my additional work request actions here to go ahead and fire additional tasks to be collected on it. If there was estimates that needed to be done to actually replace new poll information, that type of thing, I could enter that here. Attach additional photos. We could probably bring in that photo from ArcGIS Online if desired. Comments, history, all the good things that work management does. So again, we're not here to talk about much about work management, but just to show that that detail from ArcGIS Online can be entered into our work management system, which can then be worked through the workflow to issue it to a crew and get that problem resolved. One other quick note I did want to show you about enabling this work management information from the web map is I'll flip back over to the web map, and briefly I'm just going to go to my content. I saved the version off of Chris Sanders' published map into my own profile, so I can just show you a little bit more automation there. So I'm going to open up my copy of that same web map. And all I've done to this web map is change the display of the pop-up to be enabled with a automatic link into the work management system. So think of a user who only has access into the web map here. Zoom to that same location. Key information about that safety violation that was brought into the system is that I can click on this and note that I've configured this pop-up to use a view service request. So as I click that, it automatically takes me into the back office specifically to that individual work request. You can see the work request pops right up. So again, that's loaded automatically, and I can load it for this one that we just collected here today. You can see that information. If I flip back to that map and maybe go to some of the others that we worked on previously, we can click on those. And also view service requests. So all those are directly linked to the work management system and can be used to come into the work management system without having to know the number or have additional visibility. So again, it's all linked, it's all web-based, which makes that really easy to use and very simple, really. So our final piece I want to show you is related back to the joint use surveys that we were doing around illegal attachments. So far we were kind of focusing in on the safety violations. But I'm going to go ahead and flip over to a page here that we built, and this is an ad hoc page we've been able to add directly into our work management system. And this is actually doing a real-time integration to the same ArcGIS Align template. So as new polls are collected with issues there within the joint use survey as far as illegal attachments, the individual owners are captured here along with the attachment counts. And then we're projecting, again, based on a standard cost per attachment per poll per year, lost revenue. This entire lost revenue is added up here to the total revenue loss. So it just gives us another sort of financial view of the data directly in the work management system. So if we take a quick snapshot of that data, let me just really quick flip back and add one more to this map. So I'm going to do this directly from our web map here, just showing one more way that we can come in and edit this data. We can go and grab this poll in the same area and we will edit this information. We'll go ahead and put in 2 cable attachments, and we will go ahead and add in cable owner this time of Time Warner. Cable is illegally attached. And then finally we'll go in and put in the date surveyed as today and mark this as completed. I close that information, very easily updated. One more way to edit this map. So let's flip back over to our WFM piece and we'll simply just refresh our page here. And you can see Time Warner jumps to $5.99 and now has an updated numbers here. Across the board, we're seeing the counts increase there too. So those are the quick integration points I wanted to show you directly with work management. Final piece I want to show here is the operations dashboard. We've taken some examples from Esri, but added in some additional pieces here for the demonstration we're doing here today. So I've logged in. We've got a same sort of web map view here, and I've got sort of 2 sides to my operations dashboard. If we take a look at the left-hand side, this is specific to my safety violations. So we can quickly see there's 6 violations in the current territory that have been collected. And again, I should note this is specific to Crew 1. Down here we can see a breakdown, so we can see that 5 of them are severe and 1 is a low. Easily see those. We then have a list of these individual ones here, and we can actually click on some of these and zoom to them individually, highlight them on the map, and take a look at them below. As we click on 1, 2, 3, which is the one we just collected, actually zoom into that one. We can actually go a little bit further here. We can see that safety violation that we just collected. We see the picture here in the lower section of that poll. We can, of course, pop up the details here if we want to take a look at that record directly here in the map. And finally, we also have that same integration here to view the WFM service request. So if I simply click that link, that will load a page and then render the full work request here directly in the work management system. So we have that tie-in back to the spatial aspect of the dashboard as well. So just some quick ways to review the different elements coming in here for the violations. Now if we shift our attention here to the right-hand side, we can sort of watch the actual survey that's going on. Again, specific to Crew 1. Up here we can see that there are 329 completed joint use surveys, but there's still 1168 to go. A little chart here showing sort of the progress of the surveys as they go through this. So a total of 1497. You can see we're roughly, almost a quarter of the way through those surveys. And then down here we can see here, these are any surveys that have illegal attachments. So if we want to go take a look at some of these, we've got a list view of any of them that have come back here. We could select one of these, zoom to that record, select it, and of course if we bring up the record here, we can actually see that this has 2 illegal attachments from Comcast. So we can sort of browse through those records there just as we would take a look. So you get the idea of being able to go through, use this as a managerial dashboard here. So we've got the spatial aspect of the operations dashboard. We've got the integration to work management, really bringing this system all together to allow us full visibility to the joint use survey. So again, hopefully this video provides you some additional ideas, some additional goals, and might show you how you can include a joint use survey within your ArcGIS Online stand-up.